Are you a fantasy basketball nerd? If so, you're in the right place. In this episode, we are going to be conducting a mock draft on yahoo.com for a 12-man fantasy basketball league. Welcome to Game Pick Fantasy Basketball. My name is Robin Marks. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and dropping a thumbs up if you love fantasy basketball. Also, you can connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Game Pick Podcast. Listen, this is mock draft Monday. Like, we are up at 5 a.m. here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is crazy. This is our fourth week doing it. And if you've been following what we're doing here at Game Pick, you know that we have been drafting on Sleeper. It's been dope. We've really enjoyed our time on Sleeper. It was an amazing run. However, we've been facing some challenges where the community, no one wants to get up at 5 a.m., right? People have a life. No, I'm the only one up at 5 a.m. But also in terms of Sleeper's community, the people who are joining the draft are, unable to do so because it's a private draft. So we're in a public draft room today on Yahoo. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be full, hopefully. Again, it still is 5 a.m. The time doesn't change. But looking at what we have right now, we already have about 3 people, actually 5 people already in the draft. So why don't we just go ahead and lock in and let you get some value here this morning by figuring out where your favorite fantasy basketball players are going on Yahoo. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick. I'm not trying to share any audio. If you didn't know, we got hit with a copyright claim. I'm like not trying to do anything to do with, sharing my sound anymore. Like, it's just not worth it. I was doing some sound effects, this, that, and the third, just trying to kind of make the show exciting and fun. And these jokers hit me with the copyright claim. I'm like, really? I'm just trying to make the show exciting. But anyway, so last night I had my fantasy football draft for my home league, and I would say that the lesson from yesterday is that you might go into your draft for basketball, football, baseball, whatever fantasy sports you're playing. You might go into your draft with an idea of what your strategy is. For example, my strategy kind of went crazy and blew up, right? So you want to get some kind of document or some kind of notes to kind of give you guidance in which direction you're going to go in terms of how you're going to build out your team. However, for me yesterday, I had to pivot quick. And the reason is that there was just so much value on the it was just so much value on the board. People were leaving some really, really valuable fantasy players on the board, and I just had to pivot and kind of go away from my strategy a little bit because there was so much value there. So today I'm going to try to really hunt for value here in this mock draft so you can see how that works and hopefully get some tips and ideas for your drafts that are coming up later in the year. So last night, for example, I had, the 5th pick, and, I was targeting a couple of people. I was targeting Austin Eckler. I can't really remember all of them, but Cooper Kupp fell to me. I wasn't really interested in Cooper Kupp because I drafted him last year, and also, Stafford has kind of an elbow injury, but when he dropped to me, I had to take advantage of it. Anyway, today in fantasy basketball, we're going to look for similar deals. So here we go. We're going ahead and jumping off. We're going to be drafting from the second position, which is our first time drafting from the second position. The Joker goes off the board early. Like, I have never seen someone pick a player so fast. So for me, we got KD here. I'm going to assume that this is a points league. Again, unlike ESPN, Yahoo doesn't specify what draft is what format. So for me, I'm going to assume this is points. So I'm taking Giannis right here. I'm going to go ahead and draft Giannis at the second position. Third pick is up. That's my man Jefferson. Come on, Jefferson. Let's see if you grab KD. I think he's going to reach for maybe Luka. Have a bit of this coffee. For me at the third position, I would definitely be looking at Luka for a points league. And Luka is off the board. Then fourth pick is Joelle Embiid. Nice. That's a nice pick. Now Daniel is up. Daniel has his pick right now. For me at the fifth pick, I love that pick. Karl-Anthony Towns goes off the board. Yes, people believe in Catman Dude. I love it, man. Listen, Karl-Anthony Towns is going a lot lower than he would normally go in a draft because of Rudy Gobert. So because Rudy Gobert has joined the team, people have kind of lowered his stock in fantasy basketball, which is fair. However, he's still a first-round guy. With the sixth pick, we had Kevin Durant go off the board. Now, Kevin Durant is stable here in Brooklyn now. There's no more can you trade me? I want to go play in Phoenix. Actually, I want to play in Miami. Actually, I want to play with Boston. Forget about it. I'll even play with New Orleans. Like, that is not happening anymore. The teams have agreed to continue their partnership. So KD is a solid pick at 6. I love that pick. Number 7 is Jason Tatum. Wow, this is going very well. I would definitely pick Jason Tatum at 7. You could even consider taking him at 5 or 6. For me, I think that's a sweet spot for him. Then Steph Curry goes 8th. 9th pick is Trey Young. Not so crazy about the Curry pick. It makes sense to me. I just feel like, after having a year like he had yesterday, there might be some mild regression. But I like James Harden before him there. And James Harden goes off the board. So 8th was Steph Curry, 9th, Trey Young, 10th, James Harden. I love James Harden this year. James Harden has consistently been, over the last number of years, one of the best players in fantasy basketball. Like, this is like a perfect storm of people believing that his real life antics, yo, man, I want to be traded, man. No, I'm going to come to training camp out of shape, and I'm going to just be on the boat throwing my cake off of the side of the boat, and little baby's going to give me a bag of money for my birthday. Like, people believe that version of James Harden somehow is his fantasy version. So y'all got to get off of that. Draft James Harden. I would take James Harden anywhere after like pick 6. Like, I'm sorry, man. Okay, so after James Harden, I know that. I thought I just picked. I was like, wait a minute, did I pick? Okay, so let's do a quick recap. We got James Harden 10, Damian Lillard 11. I think that's a little early for the Dame coming off that injury. LaMelo Ball 12, LeBron James 13th. Okay, interesting. Ja Morant 14th. Jaden is up. I need this coffee, guys. So I'm going to just go ahead and start thinking about myself right now. I'm not sitting here doing any commentary on these folks. So for me on this next pick, it looks like Bam Adebayo should be on the board. DeMar DeRozan, maybe Paul George, Anthony Edwards, Fred VanVleet. I'm eyeing Anthony Edwards. Like, I love Anthony Edwards. I'm drafting him as often as possible. He is the actual thumbnail photo for this video. So I would be ashamed of myself if I did not select Ant-Man. Let's get it. So after Ja Morant at 14th is Kyrie Irving at 15. That is a little high for me for Kyrie. And here's why. Kyrie Irving is one of the most skilled and gifted basketball players that we've ever seen in basketball, in the history of basketball. Great player, but his availability has been a question. What's going to happen? Is he going to be doing a flat earth conference? Like, does he need to fly out of town because his niece has her bar mitzvah? Girls don't have bar mitzvahs. But anyway, whatever the reason is, Kyrie might not be available. So his consistency over the years kind of limits his value for me. So I wouldn't take him that early. We have after Kyrie at 15th, we had Mr. Glass at 16th. I can't. And somebody took Anthony Edwards, which is okay. So I'm gonna have to pivot. Ant-Man is gone, so I'm eyeing DeRozan here. I'm eyeing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal. Is Zion still around? Let's see if Zion's here. Zion's here. I'm gonna grab Zion. So, and according to Yahoo rankings, that was a reach for Zion. I think he was where he was projected, but definitely not that high. But listen, when again, you got to make sure that you go according to your rankings. So number 16th, Anthony Davis. Come on, guys. Like, listen, I get on here every week, man, and y'all still drafting Anthony Davis. All right, let's see what we got. So I'm back up again with a quick pick. DeMar DeRozan, Adebayo, Cade Cunningham, Zach Levine, Jarrett Allen. Oh my God, I gotta grab DeRozan right here. Too much value for me. I'm drafting DeRozan until he doesn't look like Compton Michael Jordan. Then I'll continue to draft him. The minute that he stops looking like the embodiment of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, then I'm sorry. Then I'm going to keep drafting him. So I'm happy to have DeMar DeRozan. Let's go back to this recap. So we got to stop drafting Anthony Davis, y'all. Like I've been there. I know its value. Getting him in the 16th with the 16th pick, knowing that he might be healthy and he might be able to produce for you for the rest of the season, healthy is always something that it's a carrot on a stick. But it ain't happening, man. It just ain't happening. Stop drafting Anthony Davis. Like if he falls to you in the third, maybe you gotta kind of make the decision to pick him up then, right? But I'm not spending I'm not taking like Anthony Davis over Zion. I'm not taking Anthony Davis over DeMar DeRozan. I'm not like, come on, man. Like I pray he's healthy because I never want people to be injured. You know what I'm saying? I never want a fantasy player to be out. I want them to play. However, we just gotta be real. You know what I mean? If you're tuning in live, please do me a favor. Drop something in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from. Drop something in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from. If you're watching this on a replay, please do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel. Hit us with a thumbs up if you are getting some value here. Let's go back to the recap. So I harped enough on Anthony Davis. Number 17 pick, Devin Booker. Love that pick. Number 18 pick, Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton's fantasy stock is rising. Like he was not ranked like this last year. I want to see what happens. It might for a category league. I definitely understand why. For a points league, I have to see it. So I'm kind of conflicted about the Tyrese Halliburton going high thing. Paul George at 19. Number 20 is Darius Garland. Love Darius Garland. 21 was Anthony Edwards. Broke my heart on that one. Chris Paul, 22. That's high. 23 was me, Zion. I'll admit most would say that's high, but you got to take Zion there, especially if Anthony Edwards was off the board. Had to do that. Pascal Siakam at 24. SGA at 25. DeMar DeRozan was my next pick. I had him at the 26th pick. Domantas Sabonis. Love Domantas Sabonis at 27. That's tons of value. Love that. Then we have Bam Adebayo at 28. Great pick. He should have gone a lot earlier than that. DeJounte Murray at 29. I'm not mad at that pick. People are, looking at him as a new, like he's a whole different player because he's going to play alongside Trey Young. That's not the case. He's still going to produce. Obviously, he won't be the only producer on the team like he was in San Antonio last season when he had a pinnacle year. However, he's still going to bring you some value. Donovan Mitchell at 30. I don't know about Donovan Mitchell there. 31st, Rudy Gobert. 32, Kawhi Leonard. What is that, before or after he like takes a rest? Like, or is it when he sits back to backs? Like, when are you going to take Kawhi? Before or after he pulls out a cot on the side of the basketball court and starts taking naps? He is arguably the father of load management. Like, I'm staying away from Kawhi Leonard. I love him. If he plays the whole season, he'll be super valuable. He's going to sit back to backs likely. There's going to be some load management. I'm staying away from Kawhi Leonard. Jimmy Butler, another one. He's likely going to be making coffee. Like, while you're in the fantasy playoffs, he's going to be resting up, making coffee on TikTok. Stay away from Jimmy Butler as well. Robert Williams, number 34. I'm not mad at that pick. Bradley Beal, 35. Okay. Fred VanVleet at 36. Love Freddie V. Cade Cunningham at 37. The young man is going to have a leap. I think Cade Cunningham is going to have a huge jump this year. So I'm not mad at Cade Cunningham. 38th, Zach Levine. I think that's late for Zach. I would have took him a little earlier. DeAndre Ayton at 39. Let's see what he does. 40th, Jaylen Brown. I'm okay with that. 41, Vucevic. All right. And we're all caught up. 42, Miles Turner. Hate that pick. Don't want to take Miles Turner that early. I feel like you could get some great value there, and it doesn't have to be Miles Turner. So let's have another sip of coffee. So I'm coming up to my next pick. On the board available, we have Evan Mobley, who just went off the board, Jarrett Allen, Jonas Valanciunas, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Josh Giddey, Christian Wood, Desmond Bane, Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Maxey. A lot of great players here. Porzingis, not interested in him. So it's my pick. So I'm going to go with, I'm looking at Jarrett Allen, and I just feel like Jarrett Allen is going to be like a double-double machine this year. I would have preferred to have Evan Mobley there, but I'm going to go ahead and grab Jarrett Allen. I'm okay with that. So just to brief you on the update on this commentary here, 42nd pick was Miles Turner. 43rd, Chris Middleton. I'm okay with that pick. 44th, Evan Mobley. I love that. I love reaching up a little bit. I would even reach around earlier for Evan Mobley. I think he's going to be like the new Tim Duncan. Desmond Bane, 45. 46, Porzingis. I'm staying away from Porzingis. I wouldn't draft him with your phone. Like, I wouldn't draft him from your computer with your team. Stay away from Porzingis. Jarrett Allen, love him. Klay Thompson goes at 48. That's a crazy pick. 49, Nurkic. Nurkic just got injured yesterday, guys. Like, come on, man. All right, so right now I'm looking at CJ McCollum. I'm looking at Brandon Ingram. I'm looking at Banchero. I don't think Banchero is going to come around, and I think he's going to have a big rookie year. But that's just a little too early for my taste. So I'm going to go with CJ McCollum or Brandon Ingram. I'm going to go with CJ here. Oh, shoot. I think I got an auto pick. Oh, heck no. I missed it. They gave me Jaren Jackson Jr. You know what? That my draft is busted. All good. So I'll slow down in the commentary before they mess around and give me another injured player. Thank you so much, Yahoo. Jeez Louise. So all good. Thank God this is a mock draft. So this is a note to you at home. If you are doing a mock, if you're doing your real draft, like your real life draft, make sure you're not doing commentary on the internet. That might prevent you from being the best version of yourself in the draft room. Jesus Christ, Jaren Jackson Jr. Okay, so let's get back to it. Let's be professional here. We got Jaren Jackson Jr. at 50th. That was me. I picked him. Thank you, teacher. Scotty Barnes at 51. Love that pick. Drew Holiday at 52. Love that pick. 53, CJ McCollum, my guy. Love that pick. We got Ron Uwe up. He picks De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox is a peculiar player. So he was going in the first round last year, I believe. And then the explosion of Tyrese Halliburton and then the eventual trade of Tyrese Halliburton kind of like made him go on this weird fantasy roller coaster. So for me, I'm like, I don't know what I think about De'Aaron Fox. I don't know if he should be going that late. And also, I don't know if he's going to produce at the level that we know he can. So we'll see what happens. But he's a peculiar case. I don't know where I stand on De'Aaron Fox yet. I haven't drafted him anywhere in any best ball. I haven't drafted him in any mocks. And also, I don't have any stock in De'Aaron Fox on my dynasty team. So I don't know what to think. After De'Aaron Fox is Terry Rozier, scary Terry. OG Anunoby goes 56. 57th is Jonas Valanciunas. 58th is Christian Wood. I'm really interested to see what Christian Wood does this year in Dallas. I think that it's going to be like Lob City remix with him and Luka. Brandon Ingram at 59. I would have took Brandon Ingram a lot earlier with my pick. Julius Randle goes 60th. I'm way off of the Julius Randle train. Like, I got off of that train at 59th and Lex. Like, I'm done. Like, I want nothing to do with Julius Randle. And don't get me wrong, I think that he can provide value at the 60th pick in the draft. I think you'll get some value from Julius Randle. However, I don't do well with like guys are like mad at their hometown crowd for booing them or whatever. Like, come on, man. Anyway, Benjamin, what's going on? Benjamin says, yo, when is Zach expected to be back? I'm assuming he says he's asking about Zach Levine. Yes. So Zach Levine, I honestly don't know. I have to look into that, because for me, Zach is like historically injured, right? He's nicked up. He has these injuries that keep him out for a week or two. He comes back, then he'll have a couple more injuries throughout the season. So I really like Zach Levine, but he can be a bit of a small injury concern, like little ticky-tack kind of injuries. Nothing major that keeps him out for a season, but he will miss some time. So that's something that you have to prepare for when drafting him. So that's a great question. I don't have that information handy. But if you reach out to me in the Discord, I'll definitely make sure someone in there finds the information if I don't have time to do it. Thank you so much. And if you guys have questions in the chat, please drop them. Okay, so we were up to Brandon Ingram. We were talking about Julius Randle. Yeah, I'm in the cab. I'm in a dollar cab getting away from him. So next, 61st, Josh Giddey. Love Josh Giddey there. Not sure what's going to happen in OKC, if they're going to just blow it up early, start resting guys. So I'm kind of not so sure with Chet Holmgren going down what to do about the rest of my picks for the Oklahoma City Thunder. After Josh Giddey goes, 62nd is John Collins. 63rd is Michael Porter Jr. 64th, Jalen Green. Then we have 65th, Lonzo Ball. 66th, Mikal Bridges. 67th, Alperen Şengün. I love that pick. That is a brave pick, but I love it. Şengün has nothing but runway. Let me make my pick. Let me stop. I'm getting Banchero. I'm going to take the risk. Hey, listen, my draft is already blown up. Like, I got Jaren Jackson Jr., like my draft already blew up. So I'm grabbing Banchero with the 71st pick. Forget that. Let's go. Let's go with injured players and young players. Like, my build is going to be a ER triage build with infant room from an early childhood center. Like, that's the build I'm going for. So next up, with my next pick, looking at Jakob Poeltl here. Jakob Poeltl is undervalued. Really interested in him. Also, I like the idea of Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook. There, I'm what can I say? So, but I'm going to grab Jakob Poeltl just for the sake of the mock. Just throw him up there. Undervalued player. I think that because it's not a sexy pick, people are not taking him serious. Like, Jakob Poeltl for years was a consistent waiver wire person. Like, he was on the waiver wire like Aminu. Like, he was like always there. And all of a sudden he's kind of found his way and become a consistent fantasy contributor. And with DeJounte leaving, there's going to be so much room for people to step up. Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. So I think he's going to have a great season. So I think grabbing him there at 74, tons of value, tons of value. So let's just go back and recap. So after Alperen Şengün went at 67, we had Tyrese Maxey at 68. We had Clint Capella at 69. Ooh, giggity. We have Draymond Green at 70th. Draymond Green at 70th. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Listen, I drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. by accident, man. Don't start grabbing. We talking about Draymond Green, man? Come on, man. That's hype. Unless you're forget that. Jeremy Grant. I'm interested to see what Jeremy Grant does this season. Keldon Johnson, Tobias Harris at 78, 79, Jordan Poole, 80th, Malcolm Brogdon, 81st, RJ Barrett. In a points league, RJ Barrett is gold. He will never get the all of the credit and hype that he maybe deserves because his name is just not sexy. But listen, I'm telling you, RJ Barrett for points leagues, man, you got to make that move. You got to make that move. So left on the board, who do we have? We're in round 7, approaching round 8. We got Franz Wagner, Zubac, Mitchell Robinson. I love Isaiah Jackson this season. Oh my God. Keegan Murray's still around. Ben Simmons. Listen, Ben Simmons is the kind of player, if you really want to take a shot, it's a risk versus reward thing with Ben. So Ben Simmons could potentially be top 15 in a points league, maybe even top 20, maybe higher. You know what I mean? So getting him here in the 8th round, if he plays, if he's healthy, could really, really be a rewarding decision if it works out. But a lot of this is, risk. It's all a gamble. You got to make the decision that, you believe is best for your team. So for me, I'm eyeing Ben Simmons here. If I can get Ben Simmons in the 8th round, you might get 2nd round talent this late in the draft. Now I get it. If he doesn't play or if he has a crummy season, then you might have wasted your 8th round pick. But that's a risk I'm willing to take in most scenarios. So just to recap, we had after RJ Barrett at 82, we had my man Andrew Wiggins. Love Andrew Wiggins there. That's great value. We got Jalen Brunson. I'm okay with that. Tyler Hero, I'm staying away from him. Jamal Murray, I think he's going to have a bounce back year coming back from his injury. Marcus Smart, might be a little early there for Marcus Smart. Not sure. Then we have Franz Wagner, Mo Bamba, Miles Bridges. Stay away from Miles Bridges. He's just beat up his wife. He's going to jail. I would stay away. And that's a serious topic. I don't even want to touch that. Devin Vassell. Love Devin Vassell here at 90th. Oh, my God. So Ben Simmons is still on the board, so I'm going to grab him. I'm not going to mess around and get stuck with another injured player. Oh, he is injured. Like I said, this is the ER triage build. Get all of the injured players. Game pick. Go for it. I can't. Devin Vassell at 90. Then 91 is Buddy Hield. 92, Mitchell Robinson. 93, Gary Trent Jr. 94, Evan Fournier. 95, Ben Simmons. And 96, Kyle the Mile Kuzma. I'm not mad at Kyle Kuzma there. I think Kyle Kuzma had a heck of a year. So, for me, I get it why people would want to draft him. Okay, we're back up. Oh my God. Are we just gonna go there? You want to grab Russell Westbrook? Heck no. I'm staying away from Russell Westbrook. Anthony Simons, I like the sound. I like the sound of Anthony Simons. I also like Herb Jones here, Keegan Murray. Let's grab Anthony Simons. He's moving into that CJ McCollum role, that second piece in the offense role. I'm really high on Anthony Simons this year. I think he could have another leap and he has league winning potential. And also you got Ben Simmons, you got Anthony Simons, maybe I'll get Gene Simmons, Richard Simmons. I don't know what's next. We'll see what happens. So left on the board, we have Zubac, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Jackson, who I really love. I really love Isaiah Jackson. I'm praying that somehow he falls back to me. I doubt that it happens, but he would have been a solid pick there as well. Again, he's one of those names that people are not familiar with, so it's not the most exciting name in fantasy. But if you pay attention, he has a lot of opportunity available to him this year, and I believe he could really help to carry your team to the playoffs and hopefully to a championship, because that's what we're about here, is getting you guys set up to win championships. After Anthony Simons was Russell Westbrook. Not mad at that at all. Sadiq Bey, Keegan Murray, Smith Jr., T. Jones. Then we had Al Horford, Harrison Barnes, Herb Jones. So for the last 4 or 5 picks, I'm throwing up in my mouth a little bit. Like, I'm not really understanding why some of these guys are going so early, especially the Horfords. Yeah, I don't know about that. But hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Another sip of this hand coffee. 106 was Herb Jones. 107, Zubac. 108, Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, I'm staying away from him. Like, I'm not messing with him. Rashawn Holmes, I love Rashawn Holmes. Rashawn Holmes is on a team that has really nothing happening for them. They have like some young players, some like almost, past their prime type players. I don't know if they're fighting for anything other than a draft pick, but we'll see what happens there. But I love his fantasy production, so I'll grab Holmes. Then we had Jared Vanderbilt, Kyle Lowry at 111, and we still have a few more minutes, a few more picks before game pick is up again. I'm eyeing Nicholas Claxton here, Okongwu I'm looking at. I like Brandon Clark, especially if I already, and let's assume that this is my mock draft is real life right now. If I somehow drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. in the, when did I grab him? Oh my God, like the 5th round or 6th round. Whenever I grab Jaren Jackson Jr., it would be worth my time to consider drafting Brandon Clark. So Brandon Clark, I think, is, in a position where he has the keys to the car. Like, Xavier Tillman is around and might like eat up some of the usage there, but I think that Brandon Clark has shown that he's a really good player, and when he gets time on the court, he puts up numbers. So for me, I really like Brandon Clark. It seems as if someone else likes him as well, because he just went 114th. So let's do a recap. After Kyle Lowry, we have Colin Sexton at 112. Love that pick. Isaiah Stewart at 113. Not so crazy about that. 114th, Brandon Clark. I absolutely love that pick. PJ Washington at 115. With Miles Bridges out, going to court, that could be a good move. Gordon Hayward at 116. I'm staying away from Gordon Hayward. Jayshawn Tate. There's a lot of buzz about Jayshawn right now. We'll see what he does. I'm not mad at this pick, but also I wouldn't have made it myself. So it looks like Isaiah Jackson might fall to me if Jefferson here, whose pick is up, doesn't pick him. Hopefully it's not an auto draft and they don't take Isaiah Jackson. Yes. So somebody drafted Chet Holmgren at 118th. If this was Dynasty, I would be okay with that. I'm taking Isaiah Jackson. So when we talk about value, we talked about that at the beginning. If guys start dropping to you, like someone who should have went a couple of rounds before starts dropping to you, you got to take them. So I'm not going to make that mistake and miss out on Isaiah Jackson. Again, not a sexy name, not someone that people are really familiar with. Like, most casual fantasy players are like, who's that? Isaiah who? Isaiah Washington? Isaiah Thomas? Isaiah what? People don't know about him. I'm telling you, he's going to be a problem this year. So keep your eyes on him. Keep doing your research on him to see if you can snatch him up in your draft. So Chet Holmgren goes 118th. I'm not taking Chet in a redraft league. I'm staying away from him. He's going to be out for the whole season. So whoever made that decision must have, go ahead and just likes his jersey. So Isaiah Jackson at 119th, Pokachevsky at 120. We are in the 11th round, approaching the 11th round right now. And it looks like my man Tanziki is up. And then I'll be picking right after that. So I'm eyeing Nick Claxton here. I'm eyeing Okongwu here, Hardenstein. Let's take a look down here to see if there's anything else. James Wiseman I'm interested in. I want the sharp kid from Portland. I'm interested in him, but I'm going to grab Nick here. I think Nick is due to have a leap. He's a young player, only been in the league. I think this will be his third year. He's playing on a team full of old people. Like most of the guys on the team are older veterans. So he's going to bring that youth. He's going to bring that bounce and that spring. So I really like Nick Claxton. Next is Norman Powell off the board at 123. Norman Powell, for me, is one of the most consistent fantasy contributors. Like wherever he goes, he puts up numbers. I just believe in LA this year with this current roster that they've built, there's going to be very, limited, opportunities for him. We got Paul George, we got Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? They just brought in John Wall, Reggie Jackson, on and on and on. They are like stacked. It's one of the deepest teams in the NBA. So I don't know what kind of opportunity Norman will have. Bobby Portis goes at 124. Josh Hart goes at 125. Love that pick. I think Josh Hart is going to continue to put, talk about late draft value. Like he is going to give you some serious late draft value. I love that pick. After Josh Hart, we have Markkanen. Then we have Smith from Indiana. Then we have Mike Conley from Utah. Not crazy about that so much. Let's go ahead and see if we can put some of these players that we're interested in our queue. So, Surf. I'm okay with Wiseman. I got a bunch of centers here. Let me just take a look at my roster build. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got good God, like this center fest. Well, Giannis has center eligibility in Yahoo. That's crazy. Yo, that's so crazy. Oh my God. So I'm looking, I only have 2 picks left. So I got to really be careful to make sure I get some of the people I want. So Jaden Ivey is somebody that I want. And for me, what I like to do in the late rounds is really target some of those rookies and also potential breakouts. So like Bones Highland is another potential breakout. Jalen Suggs, I think, could be a breakout candidate. Jonathan Kuminga could be a breakout candidate. Where's Sharp? Sharp is my boy. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, Shaedon Sharp. Remember that name, folks. He is the mystery man. No one has seen him really play organized ball since he was in high school, and he's in the league now. I think he's going to bring someone, if he gets the playing time, he's going to bring somebody a championship trophy or a championship belt home. I like Jalen Durant here. Interested in him to see what he does. Again, these last 2 picks, I'm really looking for upside. Like, who is it that could A, have a leap, or B, be a rookie that just comes in and shakes things up? So I think that's enough. There's another guy, Jovic. I've drafted Jovic in a couple other mock draft Monday videos. I'm going to stay away from, actually, I'm just going to pull him up just so you guys can see his profile. Jovic is someone I'm really interested in seeing what happens. He is a small forward from the Miami Heat. Apparently, he is a beast. I haven't had an opportunity to watch him live or really watch a lot of his footage, but I just keep hearing about him. So in those larger drafts, like 14-man, 16-man draft, I'm definitely grabbing him late. And I'm also drafting him in some mocks just so you can get familiar with his name, because I think that if he gets the playing time, he will be able to contribute to your team. So just be really mindful of that. So let's take a quick look-see at some of these people we have in the queue, so you can look at some of those late round flyers that we're looking at. So we got Jaden Ivey, James Wiseman, Bones Highland, Kuminga, Sharp, Durant, and Jovic. I'm going to go ahead and grab Jaden Ivey. I don't think he'll make it back to me if I don't grab him. Cole Anthony is here too. So I'm really interested in Cole Anthony. However, I'm going to go with the upside right now and grab Jaden Ivey. And then for my last pick, Cole Anthony is still on the board, so it's tempting, but I think, again, I want to see what the future holds for this young man, so I'm going to grab Shaedon Sharpe. So that would conclude my draft, and I believe there's a really cool little screen where they'll show all of our players, so I'm going to just kind of wait it out to see if we can do that. Have some more coffee. Oh, listen, do me a big favor. Drop a comment and let me know how you feel about me drafting Jaren Jackson Jr. by accident. Do you think it was a good move? You think that it's going to pay off in the long run? Or do you think I ruined this draft by focusing on commentary and not focusing on my picks? Also, let me know, have you ever made a mistake when you were conducting a draft? What's your biggest snafu, your biggest, a screw up when you were conducting a real life draft or even a mock draft? Let me know in the comments. And also, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and tell a friend about us. We have a thriving Discord community. So if you guys are in the Discord, you can hit the link in the description of this video and actually join our private Discord. We're talking about fantasy team names. We're talking about waiver pickups, trade opinions, and rate my team sections. It's just a really cool space that I love to spend time on. So doesn't look like I'm getting that cool screen I was talking about. So let me just go ahead and share with you my team here, my team. So let's go ahead and do it from positions. So at point guard, I have Ben Simmons. Not crazy about that at all. It's not. Listen, again, Ben Simmons is the kind of player that if he plays, he pays. If he doesn't, then you're going to get burnt. So that's a risk you're going to have to take. So Ben Simmons goes at point guard position. Then Anthony Simons, Jaden Ivey, DeMar DeRozan. Giannis Antetokounmpo was my first pick. Zion Williamson, Jarrett Allen, Jaren Jackson Jr. Lord, give me the strength. I don't believe he's on my roster, but whatever. Paolo Banchero, I love that. Getting youth. Yaka Pirtle, Isaiah Jackson, Nick Claxton, I'm rhyming here, and Shaedon Sharpe. So that is my team. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm proud of it. Even with the Jaren Jackson screw up, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? With that said, I just greatly appreciate you tuning in, whether you're watching a replay or you hung out here live with us. Big shout out to Benjamin, who dropped the comment, and everybody else who's hanging with us. We're doing Mock Draft Monday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every week until further notice. I'm not going to say forever because obviously I'm not going to be mock drafting in the middle of the fantasy basketball season. However, what we will do is likely transition our 5 a.m. show, our Monday 5 a.m. show, into our weekly game pick suggestions for Sleeper. So that's coming when the season starts. But for right now, we're mock drafting every week. If you guys like the Yahoo format and want me to do more mock drafts on Yahoo, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to see these drafts on ESPN, Fantrax, another platform, also let me know. I greatly appreciate you tuning in with us. Don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and follow Game Pick, you freaking fantasy nerd. Peace.